the doors open with the gun in my face. I was like, whoa, okay.
You were there for 3 years.
They found my teeth.
What was it like in that prison?
I'm going to knock his front teeth out, and I'm going to make a necklace out of it. Went on the street and were giving to the people. So they track us down. Say, okay, these guys are passing those illegal newspapers. So I guess they follow us. And I walked to the point because we were supposed to print the next batch of the newspaper. Then, and as soon as I knock on the door, I was just like, I hear people running from upstairs, from downstairs. The doors open with the gun in my face. I was like, whoa, okay. So, okay, they throw me on the ground, and after a few kicks, they handcuff me, and they drag me by my feet to the apartment. They shut the door, and they were waiting. They were hoping that somebody else will show up. And so one of those Secret Service goons, he was sitting in the chair like I sit right here, but he put me in front of it, so put his feet on me, and just like, so I was working as a footstool for his feet for quite a few hours. And then nobody showed up because it was only us. So they took me back to, they took me to secret police headquarters in my city. That was my first really stint with the communism and prison.
And you were there for 3 years.
No, I was there for less than that because there was amnesty. So after around a year and a half, they kind of started releasing us right before the second visit of Pope to Poland. He demanded that before he visits Poland, they need to instill amnesty for political prisoners. So they slowly start releasing them.
What was it like in prison?
Well, there was like, I didn't have any problems. If I had to beat somebody up, I did. I didn't have scruples about it. But I remember the first one, even when I was arrested, they put me into this holding tank with other prisoners. And this is normal technique of secret police. They will keep you not freezing, but they keep you cold. They will not keep you starving, but they will keep you hungry. So they will break down your resistance that way. You are easier to fall down. And so I remember they threw me like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was dark, no windows. So I just like didn't know even where to go. Somebody say, "Yeah, just go along the wall, find an empty spot, sit down, sleep. We're gonna figure it out tomorrow." I say, "Okay." So we got up tomorrow in the morning, and this big dude comes up and say, "Hey, I didn't eat quite enough, so I'm going to eat your breakfast today. You are well fed, I guess. You just came back from outside. I'm going to eat your breakfast today." So like, I didn't have much experience with prison time, so I figured out I just knock him out and just assert myself that nobody's going to eat my breakfast. So I knocked him out, but so he was laying there, and I was like thinking like, say, well, I'm going to knock his front teeth out, and I'm going to make a necklace out of it. So actually, I walked up to him, I like very carefully lift his upper lip and just drove his 2 front teeth in, just pulled them out, and well, I got caught with them. I think in the next prison time, because when they transfer me to a real prison, this is when they start like searching us much better, and they found my teeth. So I'm sorry, I don't have my necklace. But that was the. But you know, like it never bothered. Nobody never bothered me with taking my breakfast. It would be very unlikely in prison that somebody like a real prisoner would just go and try to take your breakfast. There was some punk who think he's somebody. But he was threatening me, "Yeah, when you go to real prison, I'm going to pass to these guys, and they're gonna fuck you up." I was like, "All right, you say it again, I'm going to knock your bottom teeth out. You want that?" He let me alone. So then I was transferred to, eventually when they finished with me, they transferred me to this intermediate prison where I was waiting for my sentencing. And then after that, they took me to political prison on the Russian border in city Hrubieszów. That's where the pictures in my book and on my websites are from, because when I visited that prison in 2022, I had the chance actually to go inside and tour the place where I spent my time as a prisoner.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it like in that prison? Was there like a re-education program or anything?
That was, but it was not an official education program.
Yeah.
So from intermediate prison, I was transferred to after sentencing to that political prisoner. But then they kept, there was known, one of the harshest prisons in Poland. This is where they kept political prisoners. They were kept them all over the Poland, but it was like the most known harsh prison. And then so this is where I met people, professors, engineers, people with a stature, people that accomplished something in their life, and even politicians. So that was very educational for me. It stopped being, I didn't think about it as the punishment. It was more like education for me. I learned about the real history of Poland and I learned how twisted the official history of Poland was. So that helped me, and this is what shaped me in the big part to who I am today. So yeah, I met a lot of brave people. Like when I was sitting in prison, I didn't have a family, I didn't have a wife or kids. And now we have kids, so we know how it is. I understand how it was difficult for all those engineers, all those professors who never had a contact with prison and law enforcement, suddenly being on the receiving end, sitting in prison and worrying about their wives, their kids, and still not giving up, still fighting the system even from prison. For me, that was inspiration. So yeah. I was so inspired that eventually the prison administration sent a letter to my mother that basically come and help out because I'm not following the rules and my behavior is highly negative and not up to standard to socialist regulations and stuff. So I still have it. I need to find it because we just found it maybe like a year ago, and I said, okay, we need to keep it. And I put it somewhere in the safe place, but I don't know where the safe place is now. So, but I have that letter from prison administration to my mom, calling her and asking to influence me to come here and talk to me. So it was funny because they got extra visit from my mom. I didn't expect that. We get a visit once a month. And suddenly my mom showed us, hey, you need to go and visit mom. So my mom sees her crying and say, well, I'm very proud of you. I said, well, I'm sure you are, but what's up? She said, well, this, and she just pulled this letter up. So I'm very proud, twice as proud now. So keep doing what you're doing. don't give in. So yeah, and then we were actually fighting back. I remember we went on the hunger strike. So we like I don't remember, it was 3 weeks or a month where we didn't refuse to eat. We were trying to. It started from beatings. So one of the some of the political prisoners got beat up by guards. So we went on hunger strike. But then we said, okay, well, we are ready for like 8-9 days. So why don't we just attach the request for status of political prisoner? We are political prisoners, so let's fight for that.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.